What's up, everybody? Before we get to today's video, we've got the giveaway going on right now at the Super Speeders website to give you a chance to join us in Germany to drive the Nürburgring, to check out Strasbourg, to drive on the Autobahn, go to the Porsche Museum, and take part in the world-famous Oktoberfest beer festival with us. That's going to be a great time. Here's a video clip of what it's like, just to give you a taste. So if this looks like fun and you want to join us and drive on the Nürburgring and do all this fun stuff, check out the link in the description. Scoop yourself up a t-shirt. There's only 500 available, clearly less than that right now, but join in and I'd love to see you in Germany. What's up, everybody? Rob Ferrari, and today I'm going to talk about this car right behind me because it's a Ferrari 458, which is the best Ferrari that they've made probably of all time, right? And there is measures to this. People will argue, oh, a 355, Testarossa, whatever you want. This is a reliable Ferrari. It sounds terrific. It's a great sounding car. The only thing that I was always ever concerned about, it was like, look, you have a 458 and then you got like the 488, which is faster. So yeah, it's not the fastest car in the world, but it's fast enough to be fun. And then we went on adventure drives and you see all these other cars, brand new Huracan STO, for example. There was an SF90, no, not an SF90, her SF90 broke. She bought a 296, so we're out there with a 296. I think Ferrari stop here, right? 458, the sounds it makes, the enjoyment that you get driving, the look, it looks terrific. Everything works. And then I was pleasantly surprised because I've always known, as I grew up, Lamborghinis were always faster than Ferraris, always. So like I'm thinking, hey, what the hell? Let me get my ass kicked by a Huracan STO. Let's drag race on these lovely roads. So we line up a couple of races and they didn't go as I thought they would.
So, 3, 2, 1.
So the first time we raced, we lined up and we went, whatever, 40 to just say 160. Now, the way I like to race, I'm not out to win, right? Like I want a good race. So for people that aren't used to the 3 honks or something like that, I'll honk, but then I'll wait for them to go. And when you have cars that are racing, usually whoever gets a jump usually has a pretty solid advantage. And if they've got the momentum, chasing them down, you usually use a lot more horsepower to do so. The first race we did was up to like 160 or 165 miles an hour. And I was like, wow, these are pretty evenly matched. And we ended up racing a second time, and maybe 3 times. But anyway, the second time, same thing. And I'm like, wow, like this guy clearly knows what he's doing. He's driving his car. He's not like... So I got back and I looked it up and I'm like, I wonder why these cars are so close. And it turns out that a 458, which was initially sold in 2010, is pretty much just as fast throughout the entire acceleration range as a 2023 Huracan STO, which is their V10 track version of this car. And I was like, wow, it's like, that's surprising to me, because if this is as quick as an STO, that means the 488, which is quicker than this car, is quicker than the STO, which is the 458 or the 488 came out in 2016. So you're talking, it's almost like significantly older tech taking on the fastest variant of the replacement Lambo. I'm like, wow, so Ferraris are technically faster than Lamborghinis now. Sometime in the last 10 years when I wasn't paying attention, that happened. And I guess it was with the advent of Ferrari just sucking it up and saying, you know what, let's throw some turbos on these puppies. And then after that, they said, hey, let's throw some electric motors on it. Now, like, you can't compare the SF90. You can talk about racing like an Aventador or an SVJ or something against a 458, different class, like they're completely different vehicles. The 458, 488, they have to be compared to the Huracans and the Gallardos, right? The LP550, I'm pretty sure, I've got one right over there. I'm pretty sure that this 458 will kick the crap out of that LP550, now that I'm thinking about it. And I've always known Lamborghini as like, wow, they're sharp looking cars, they sound great, and they held on to that longer, which I absolutely appreciate, because let's not lose focus that all of these cars here are, like, they sound phenomenal, right? But when you're talking the SVJs of the world, you now have to compare the SVJ with the equivalent Ferraris, right? You have to, like an 812 or even a LaFerrari, because Lamborghini doesn't really make hypercars, but a LaFerrari against the 488. So the 488 is significantly faster than the 458 because of the turbos. The F8 is even faster than the 488. So if you can imagine the F8 versus the STO, I guarantee the F8 is going to walk away from it. And even when I ended up racing the 296, which is still like, this is just a base 296 against the 458, freight training, right? It wasn't even close. I'm like, I would cheat and be like, all right, honk, and then I just go, and then not even like a slingshot right past me with this 296.
I'm just gonna cheat and go.
The Ferraris are really fast now. So objectively, they've lost a little bit of soul in doing so, in that they've lost that naturally aspirated goodness that makes me like these cars. But then I have a video of the 488, again, faster than the 458, the 488, racing a LaFerrari. And what an ass kicking that was. So now you see this hierarchy of speed with the Ferrari line, and you're taking the fastest like V10 Huracan that's out there. I'm sure the Technica and the STO are probably equivalent. I thought that maybe the drag of the wing and the aero on the STO would slow it down at higher speeds. I didn't, I mean, if anything, it was stalling out a little bit around like 150, 160 where I was creeping on it. But, I mean, they were pretty evenly matched. So, I don't know when it happened, but Ferrari became faster than Lamborghini pretty much across the board, right? There's no Lamborghini that's out there, SVJ, SV, that is going to be faster than a 296 and an SF90. But they do have this hybrid powertrain, which is ruining all cars. Lamborghini now just finally embraced it, and they're releasing the 1,000 horsepower Terramio. I don't know, one of those works. But it's called something, and I just don't care for it, right? Like, yeah, it's a twin, I think it's a twin turbo V8 with hybrid assist. It's the same reason that I would take this car any day over the 296, over the SF90. Even the LaFerrari, as fast as it is and as expensive as it is, the 458 is where it stops. Now, 458, the market, I bought one of these. I'm going to keep it for a while. I'm going to sell it. I'm going to get another one. I am always going to sell it and get another one. The reason I got one during COVID, which I knew was the worst time to probably buy it, is because I saw that market going up and staying up, right? Because this is an excellent car. The same way I think my NSX is an excellent car, this is an excellent car. It's the best car. It's where Ferraris stop for me. And I think of Ferraris, I think of that V8. Some people like the V12s. The front engine cars don't really do it as much for me as the mid-engine cars. So, as I said, I predict markets. Buy a 458, you're never going to be disappointed. Everyone that buys a 458 and like, oh, I'll keep it for a year or two and else never sells it. And that's why I say I'm going to get this. I'll put it up to 35, 40,000 miles and then find the next guy that parked one with low miles and I'll keep cycling back. Now, it's going to cost me money to do so, but if it costs me $40,000 to get out of a 40,000 mile car and into a 5,000 mile car, so be it. I'm like, whether I'm selling mine for 300 and spending 350 on the next one, or I'm selling mine for 100 and buying the next one for 140. I don't care. Like there's always going to be a delta selling a car with mileage and buying a car with lower mileage, but there's so many 458s out there, and when I say so many, there's not a lot, but there's enough of them out there that you're parking in your garage or people are parking in their garages and not driving, so that for at least the entirety of my life, I will always have one that I can go out, drive, enjoy, and do things like this with. So scoop one up if you can swing it. I think you're going to be in good shape. But if you disagree with me and think anything other than what I'm thinking here, throw it in the comments. But I'm very happy to have this car. It does everything you ever need a car to do. It is the best Ferrari that they've made because it's reliable. The value is stable. It sounds great. It drives great. It's got air conditioning. The only thing I don't like is the infotainment system. So like I can't stream my music. I want to Bluetooth my music to the car so I can rock out to T-Swift. And I can't do that with that. Thanks for watching. Rob Ferretti. See one of you guys in Germany.